Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. What up? Happy Monday. Today we're gonna do the final purchase for the 100 Stacks challenge. Man, it looked dark. I went to the beach a lot, guys. I went to the beach a lot and got sunburnt. Look at that. It's crazy. Anyway, having a good day. Have jiu-jitsu today, later today. Excited about that. Feeling good. Hola, Carlos. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos. Oh, it's so crazy. So, 100 Bitcoin Stacks challenge. We did it for 100 days. And today we're going to do the final purchase and go over the results. Okay? So, it's going to be good. And then we're going to probably revisit the results later. And because we don't plan on selling the stack that we just stacked up. We're holding on to that, and then we'll periodically check back on it to see what the gains are, if there's any gains. Okay? So, we started the 100 stacks challenge before the halving happened, and we've been stacking through the halving. So let's see what happens. So we'll check that out during the stack recap. Okay. For now, let's get to the regular portion of the show. Let's see, which is this one. The SAT strength. All right, today the price of Bitcoin is, see if it loads up. Oh, there it is. Full site is under maintenance. What? What's going on? How dare you? They're gonna make me do math. $66,486.73 is the current price of Bitcoin. At that price, how many satoshis can you get for a single dollar? I don't know. Let's jump into the how many satoshis we can get for a single penny. If you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could have 15.04 satoshis, so 1,504 satoshis for a single dollar. What is a satoshi? A satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million satoshis. If you can accumulate 100 million satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. Okay? All right. Hard Huddle in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Huddle. Sold some sats today. Stay solvent, my friends. Oh, no. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry you had to sell some. Hopefully we get a bigger dip so you can buy them back cheaper. But yeah, I see how it is. Like, I have some stuff I need to pay off that I'm paying the minimum payments on so that I can stack harder. Because I know that in the long run, up to a given point, the gains you have on the Bitcoin you're holding are more than making extra payments on your current debt. As long as your debt is managed and you can make the payments you need to make. Once that money is made to those debtors or whatever, it's gone, right? But if you have enough income to cover the interest on it, and the interest is not too high, and the interest is lower than your gains that you're getting on Bitcoin, then it makes more sense to take the extra money and stack it into Bitcoin as opposed to making like extra payments on your debt. Now, that's not financial advice. Everybody's debts and income is different. So you need to do that research on your own, right? But I just know that for me, it makes more sense to stack sats with money that would be going towards extra payment on my debt, because it makes more gains than the interest I'm paying. If that makes sense. So net, you're gaining purchasing power by saving the sats instead of making extra payments on your instead of making overpayments on your debt. Okay, as long as you have a good interest rate, a low interest rate, it's pretty wild. All right, so let's put on some music, hang out, talk about some Bitcoin. Actually, today's show's gonna be pretty quick because I have stuff I need to get done. So we're gonna do the final purchase for the 100 stacks challenge today, and let's get into the why we stack first. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Why we stack. All right, so it's plain and simple. We stack because saving in Bitcoin is like giving ourselves a perpetually increasing net retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for, as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. That's a lot of stuff in 1 or 2 sentences. It's a lot of stuff in that statement, okay, to unpack. But that's a short and sweet version of it, right? The long version is that the money is debasing. The paper money that we use day to day, that we work for, is a way for the powers that be to steal your prosperity and keep you working longer and longer into your old age and maybe not even retire. Whereas when you save in Bitcoin, the opposite happens. Bitcoin is a appreciating asset, and the longer you have it, the more it's worth. And that's what the trend has been since it started 15 years ago, right? So it's real simple. If you want to get wealthier and you want your life to get easier, you save in Bitcoin. When you save in Bitcoin, the prices of things go down in terms of Bitcoin, and your life gets easier. You're able to maintain your same level of lifestyle without having to increase your work output constantly to keep up with the rate of inflation that you would in the dollar system. When you save in the dollar, when you save in the paper currency of your country, the paper money, you're constantly being debased. So no matter how hard you work, how many jobs you take, how good your business is doing, you're always constantly fighting a never-ending torrent of paper money printing. And when the paper money printing is happening, they're stealing a little bit of the value of your hard-earned money to give that new money a little bit of value. And when they do that, they're stealing from you. Okay? So what's the way to beat that? Well, you get outside of the rat race, and the way you get out of the rat race is by saving in Bitcoin. It's plain and simple. Save in Bitcoin, take custody of the Satoshis or that Bitcoin, and you'll be good to go. I took out a 23K loan when BTC was below 20. Gotta start paying it back. Nice, dude. That's so good. That's so good. Hard hodl, congratulations. That's hey, you know, you still even if you have to start taking it out to pay it back, whatever, man. You're styling. You made gains on that, right? If you don't have to, I only made the minimum payment the whole time. Exactly, right? Because the whole time you're making the minimum payment, the extra money that you would have had to that you would have used to pay back, you could be stacking more with that, right? And while you're stacking more Bitcoin with by only making the minimum payments, when you could get to the point where it's actually gonna pay off your debt faster than if you were doing double payments, because the rate at which the Bitcoin is appreciating, you'll actually be able to pay back your debt if you were to sell that stack to pay it back, right? So I don't know. I think either way, you're gonna pay it faster if you only pay your minimum and you stack the rest. Even if down the road you sell that stack that is for repayment, that's like a separate stack, right? So let's say you have a debt and your minimum payment on your debt is $200, right? But you're able to make $400 payments on that debt because, I mean, you're doing pretty good, right? You're doing well enough to do a $400 payment on that debt. And you say to yourself, well, if I do a $400 payment instead of a $200 payment, then I'll be done paying it in half the time or something like that, right? Or I'll be done paying it sooner. And it means I'll have to pay less interest over time, right? But what if the interest rate is really low? let's say the interest on that debt is like 2 or 3%, right? 2 or 3% on a debt, on interest on a debt is, yeah, is not bad, right? So instead of paying your $400 payment, so you're instead of doubling your $200 payment and paying $400, you do the minimum $200 payment, which is gonna service your debt, and you won't get in trouble. You make your payments on time, and the bank's getting their 3%, whatever, right? But then you take the extra $200 that you're gonna do a double payment with, and you put that into Bitcoin instead, right? So now that the gains on that $200 that you set aside every month will be more than the 3% that you're paying in interest, right? And on top of that, it'll probably be more than that. It'll probably be way more than the 3% you're paying interest. So then if you get to the point where like, hey, maybe the stack that that little debt stack that you had on the side is actually worth more now than your actual than you owe, then yeah, you could sell that. You could sell that little bit of Bitcoin and pay off your debt, or even better, continue paying off your debt with a normal rate and never sell that Bitcoin, right? Mine was high interest, 17.5%. That's pretty good. That's a pretty high interest rate, right? It's a pretty high interest rate. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I mean, everybody's got different tolerances and different like situations. So just be careful with what you're doing. But figure your stuff out. I mean, you know what loans you have, know what interest rates you have, and if you're making double payments or if you're doing that kind of stuff, you can see it might be a better deal to just stack that instead, right? Anyway, that's wild. That's wild. All right, that's what we stack. We stack because Bitcoin increases our purchasing power over time, and over the long run, we'll be more wealthy. We'll have more purchasing power. And then if we save in dollars or paper money, whatever your paper money happens to be, right? Alrighty, so let's do this. Let's rip this Band-Aid off because I'm sad, but at the same time not sad about it. It's the way it works. So let's talk about the stack recap. Stack recap. Okay, we're gonna go right into it. Normally we cover the normal stack first, but today we're going to jump into the 100 stacks challenge first. For the 100 stacks challenge, we have one buy left. We're going to do this buy today. We're going to buy $31 today and complete the 100 stacks challenge. That means that we would have saved $5,095. And as of now, based on the current price of Bitcoin, we've actually lost minus 1.27% on our savings. But I'm not even fretting about it because the way it works is eventually the price of Bitcoin will go up, and saving this money in Bitcoin is better in the long term than saving the cash. Okay. Although right now we've in essence, although right now today in this instance when the challenge ends, we might have been better off holding the cash, but it's kind of hard to say because the prices of things still could have gone up, right? Anyway, so just right now, based on the dollar to Bitcoin strength, the dollar went up 1.27%. So we lost a little bit of money on this challenge officially today because today's the last buy. Okay, so officially, for the 100 stacks challenge, we ended up with a minus 127, unless the Bitcoin pumps today before the end of the day. At the end of the day today, I will check the price and I'll put a little timestamp here with where we see like at the end of the challenge, we ended at point whatever percent or minus 1%, and then we'll come back and check on it every week, maybe every month, and see where the stack is doing. Had we just saved the cash versus how we just saved the Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the plan for that one, and we'll do the purchase a little bit later today. Let's get into the regular stack. In 2024, we're still up about 21%, and for the lifespan of the show, about a year and a couple of weeks, well, actually a month now, right? Yeah, about a month. We're up about 64.42%. It's pretty crazy. So we're doing pretty good. Not even worry. We're here for the long term, and we're stacking for keeps. Okay. For L, round of applause. Shout out to Todd L. Is Todd I or is Todd L? I think it's Todd I, right? Or maybe it's Todd L. Shout out to Todd and shout out to Bitcoin Beacon in the house. What up? Stack them up. Exactly. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. I'm not too concerned about the 100 stacks challenge. I wish it would have been a better result for the sake of showing like people and that are watching the stream. But as long as I haven't sold this stack, it's still going to continue to go up in value, right? Let's see. I sold my ex-fiance's wedding ring, my DJI drone, and my TV from high school. Let's go, dude. Let's go. You know what, Todd? I'm sorry. You know what, Hard Huddle? I have a Mavic 2 drone that I'd forgotten about. It's in my garage with my fishing stuff that I haven't used in a while. I haven't made videos in a while, and I think I need to sell my drone. I think I need to sell that drone. I forgot I had it back there. I know exactly where it is. I'm gonna list it tonight. My drone, it's like a Mavic 2 with a controller and 4 extra batteries, a battery charger, a hard case. I got a good deal. I bought it used. So if I get like $1,000 from it, that'd be amazing. So yeah, that's a good idea. Oh wow, how much did you sell it for? The original Mavic. Sorry for sidetracking a little bit, guys. But hey, we're here to learn how to stack sats, and getting funds is the beginning, right? Once you have the cash flow, put it into Bitcoin. All right, let's do the purchases for today. Now that we covered the current situation with our stacks, let's jump in. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna restart the 100 stacks challenge. I'm just gonna monitor it. And 500 with 2 batteries and a backpack. That's pretty good. You know, for something that I'm not using. For something that I'm not using now, and I could let it go for like $700. 4 batteries, a fast charger that can charge all 4 batteries at once. Oh yeah, the what are they called? It's neutral density filters. There's like a 3-pack of neutral density filters that came with it. It's a lot of stuff. So I could probably get rid of it for like $800 easy. So yeah, I should do that. Good call. Yeah, Bitcoiners stack together. That's what we do. Keep it stacking. All right. So now that we know how much we're gonna stack, let's get the stacks done, guys. There's only one thing left to do, and that is it's time to stack some sats. Oh yeah, we're doing this on Strike today. How much are we gonna stack today? We're gonna stack $20 for our normal stack. Hit buy right here. $20. Next. $20. That's $66,583.76. Confirm. Boom! Made it rain. Just like that. Cost me 19 cents to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. All right. That's good. I didn't do the drum roll. All right. We throw on the chill music after we stack. And then we're actually going to buy the final stack for the 100 stacks challenge. $31. $31 for the final stack. Here we go. Where is it? Here. $31 is keyed in. Next. Confirming. Boom, just like that. $31. The final purchase for the 100 stacks challenge is done. let me put the information in there so we have a final data. 6, 17, 24. Bought at 66,616.05. $31. We got 0.000461 Bitcoin. 46,100 Satoshis. Oh, that's nice. I need to look into that browser extension maybe. Okay, so there it is, a final purchase. Oh yeah, we're over the 5,095 because on some of those days I was off and I ended up buying like the $32. Like, let's see. I bought some lines multiple, like this one. I thought I was on line 57, but I thought I was on line 57, but I bought 56. Anyway, you know what I mean. I bought 57 twice, and I bought 56 when I should have bought 55. So I threw a little extra stack in there, right? So the final total that I bought, including my mistakes, we invested or we saved $5,100 into Bitcoin, and the current value of the Satoshis, of the 7.5 million Satoshis, is $5,046.71. So we're at a minus 1.04. So minus 1.04. Does that work? Nope. Doesn't work. Delete that. Oh, I know. Do this. Aha! Gotcha. Today is 6/17/24. Yeah, we'll leave that there for us to be able to come back and check the percentage gains versus a day. Like this is going to remain active. This one will change as the price of Bitcoin fluctuates. And this is a static entry, so we know what we ended with on 6/17. Okay, and then we'll be able to look back and see like the progress here if it goes down or higher, right? It should go up. Have you used the lighting features yet? Looks like I have not used the lightning features yet. No, actually, I haven't. I have not. That's a good question, actually. I did get my Strike name though. My Strike.me, my @Strike.me is Roman Castro @Strike.me. I'm surprised I was able to get my name. So stoked. Yeah, Bitcoin. I'll try to figure that out. Bitcoin Beacon. See if I can get that on the show. Be good. But just like that, we have purchased Satoshis. Whew. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I've mentioned before, my boys are out for summer, and it's busy around the house. So now that the 100 days of Bitcoin stacking is done, I might take some time off. Also, we have some vacation planned too, so I'm gonna start taking some days off if that's all right with you guys. For the show on screen, Carlos, Hard Huddle, and Todd. Sup? Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I might take a day off this week. I'm not sure. Maybe Friday. But we'll figure it out. You're leaving for the Philippines tomorrow? Nice, dude. Is the Philippines hot this time of year? Is it or are the Philippines? Or is the Philippines pretty much hot all the time? Philippines temperature today. Oh, 91%. Not bad. With 75% humidity. Let's go. It's raining. Okay. That's cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. What's BB77? What up, Garrett? Good to see you. Hope everything is good. Stacking accordingly. We completed the challenge, Garrett, but we're in the negative. Here's the challenge results. Oh, it just changed. All right, so if Bitcoin pumps a little bit more, we might actually end it. I might change this statistic if Bitcoin goes up before the end of the day. And you're positive barely? Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not even stressed about it. I just know that like, yeah, up 1.3. Yeah, that makes sense. But even then, since Bitcoin has been kind of like fluctuating up and down a lot this past couple of months, and we're basically around the same range as, where's the all-time high? Where's the old all-time high? Yeah, we're below the old all-time high of like 96,000, right? Sorry, 69,000. Yeah, so like we're basically at the same levels as before the halving, no? Kind of, almost, kind of, right? Yeah, we've been kind of up and down for the past. Let me see. Well, not too bad actually. When you look at it on the daily chart, we're still up there. But I think we're like doing the 100 stacks challenge. Definitely expanded our how many stats we're holding, right? So, because if you think about it, let's see, for the lifespan of the show, we set aside. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. See, for the lifespan of the show, for about a year, stacking at like $20 or $5 or $10, we put aside $6,771 over the span of a year, right? But with the 100 stacks challenge, we pretty much stacked almost as much in dollar value, right? I mean, we don't have as many satoshis as 16 million satoshis, right? We got less than half. But the amount of Bitcoin, yeah, exactly. So even though for the challenge in terms of dollars we are down like a percent, it doesn't matter because we're actually up 7.5 million satoshis, right? So the fact that we're up 7.5 million satoshis and that it took us only 3 months to accumulate that, where it took us a year to accumulate 16 million satoshis, right? I mean, and that also shows you how much more Bitcoin we got from stacking a little bit more money, right? It's pretty wild. So if we were to start the challenge again, we'd probably see, for the same $5,000, we might end up getting like, I don't know, 5 million satoshis or like 4.5 million satoshis instead of 7.5 million satoshis, right? Because the more expensive it gets, the less satoshis you're buying per dollar, and that shows, right? Imagine if we had committed, if we had done the 100 stacks challenge at the beginning of last year, at the beginning of the show. If we'd have started the show off with the 100 stacks challenge, we'd have like a whole lot more, almost double this, right? But anyway, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's all good. At least we did this. We completed this challenge, and I don't know. It's gonna add to the. When I'm counting this Bitcoin, I don't think I was adding it to. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. Copy this. I'm using the calculator real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't think I was using this before. Yeah, so if you factor in, I need to update my wow, that's pretty cool. Hold on a second. Okay. So for the cumulative stack, The cumulative stack is not counting our 100 stacks challenge amount, right? If we were to add our 100 stacks challenge amount, we'll add it right here. No, that's the total. Oops, my bad. Our 100 stacks challenge amount is right here. This one. Now, if we were to stack that here, well, there we go. Okay. So now this formula should be the sum of all of that. And this one? Did you do a comma? Oh, yeah. And K3. K3. Yeah, there we go. So now we have a more accurate count, and actually we're so close to a quarter of a Bitcoin if we count the 100 stacks challenge values, right? So for the 100 stacks challenge, we're able to accumulate 7.58 million Satoshis. And for the lifespan of the show, we've had 16.7 million Satoshis. If you add those two amounts together, well, we have 0.24 Bitcoin. Holy smokes, dude. That's wild. So 0.24 Bitcoin. That's almost a quarter of a Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Give me a second. Right? Am I right? That's crazy, right? So the 100 stacks challenge, although it seems to have failed, it's a big win because now we're almost. Wait. Yeah, this is off, right? This is off. This is off. Okay. I need to make that number different. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna undo my changes here. Yeah, it throws off this because the average is not right. So, but yeah, we know that it's. Let's see. I'm just gonna hard code it here so we have it. Off to the side over here. Okay. There we go. Total BTC is that, right? And then this one is what? Copy that one. Put it there. Yeah, right. And then this one is M2. M2. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Does that make sense? 11 plus 5. Yeah. All right, cool. So our bag now for the show is 0.2433618 Bitcoin, which is not bad at all, right? We take that Bitcoin and we dump it into the Wind Moon site. 0.2. That's a lot. That's almost a quarter of a Bitcoin. Still great challenge. I would have only stacked about 1,200, but stacked. Yeah, exactly, Garrett. Exactly. Hard to fail in Bitcoin, especially when educating from. Yeah, dude. Thanks, Bitcoin. Thanks, Bitcoin Beacon. Well, okay, so there it is. Okay, so we have a desired retirement amount of $100,000 a year. Annual Bitcoin appreciation rate. What did we say it was? I think we did 45% last time. Let's stick with the normal ones. Okay, so I'll be the show itself, the StackSats show. Will be able to retire in the year. What is it? Wait, where's it go? Where'd it go? Right there. In the year 2038, I'll be able to. The show itself will be able to retire on about a quarter of a Bitcoin. A quarter of a Bitcoin is actually a big deal, guys. The more that I think about it now, I think a quarter of a Bitcoin is kind of a big deal because, you're seeing videos come out with like retire on 0.1 Bitcoin. It's pretty wild. So there it is, 0.2433618 Bitcoin, and if we're trying to withdraw that at $100,000 a year, if inflation is 12.2% and the annual Bitcoin appreciation rate is about 45%, then we should be able to retire off that. Right? And again, that's just a show stack. Okay, that's just a show stack. So that's pretty incredible. 184. Is that millionth? Oh yeah. That's crazy. That's wild. So yeah, it was a game to have some fun and creatively save more in Bitcoin, right? And I've been kind of focused on the dollar value, right? But goddamn, we're almost to a quarter Bitcoin thanks to that extra stacking we're doing, right? Thanks to the extra stacking we're doing. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt. Like, was I struggling to make it to the next paycheck sometimes? Yeah, sometimes, you know. Was I not going out to eat because I knew that I was gonna have to stack a double stack? Right? Yeah, I was. So don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not made of money. Right? Nobody's buying the shirts. Right? I have to pay my own power, buy my own gear. Right? I'm still at a loss, but not as bad as I would have been if I wasn't stacking sats. Right? I would say now that the stack for the show is actually going to cover the cost of production. Right? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like to see I wouldn't even call it a venture, right? It's not a like I like to say that one of the reasons I like to talk about Bitcoin is because eventually, once everybody figures it out, you'll be able to do what you love to do and not have to worry about the money. Right? Just focus on what you want to do. And I didn't realize that I was also talking about myself the first time I mentioned those things until recently, right? Like until just now it was like another realization of the same thing I realized before, but like more like a slap on the face. Like, hey, you say that if you save in Bitcoin, eventually things will get easier and you'll be able to do the things you love to do. Well, I like making the show, right? And even though the show is not making necessarily profits the way a normal show would through sponsors and whatever monetization, it is making money. It is increasing my purchasing power by the nature of Bitcoin, right? So that's pretty wild. Right? If as soon as this channel gets monetized and I'm able to do all the regular stuff that we can do with the YouTube channel and stuff and sponsors or whatever, you know what? I'm gonna Michael Saylor all that money, right? I'll Michael Saylor that money right into the StackSats show's treasury reserve. Right? And it's like doing the same formula but in a smaller scale, right? And if you guys have watched the Michael Saylor BTC Prague talk from 2023, where he says like Bitcoin is like for the individual, it's for the family, it's for the corporation, it's for everybody, right? It scales the same way. Like the benefits of just holding Bitcoin are so good. This is like kind of a proof of that concept, right? Just like we can stack individually, we're stacking as a show, and the show, even though it's not even making profits, it is profitable. Like, do you know what I mean? Even though this show is just me sitting here talking, right? And we're not actually selling things or have sponsors. We don't need to, right? Because just holding the Bitcoin is making this show earn purchasing power. That's crazy. Right? Oh, Carlos, I dubbed that one into Spanish for my girlfriend. Oh, dude, so good. That's so good, Carlos. BTC Prague, Saylor's BTC Prague speech is freaking one of the best. And he was there again this year, but I don't think it's come out yet. But I think it just happened last weekend. She asked me for more BTC after the Sailor presentation. Nice, dude. Nice. That's cool. So yeah. Anyway, that's part of the fun of doing the show is sharing this show's journey and to like stacking and hopefully inspiring somebody to get started, right? Or inspiring somebody to talk to their friends about it and get them started, right? Because in the end, the institutions that probably blackpilled your family and friends about Bitcoin being bad for whatever reason are the same institutions that are buying it hand over fist now at like 9,000 coins a day, right? They're stacking harder than anybody could ever stack, right? They're stacking harder than Sailor, dude. And meanwhile, before the rest of the people realize what they're doing, so then they're gonna go and have a big portion of the supply by the time everybody else figures it out, and then they'll be able to like sell it to them at a premium, right? So that's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. She asked for. Oh, yeah. All right, boys, ladies and gentlemen, shout out, round of applause to everybody for tuning in today, and let's wrap this show up. That was interesting. I wasn't expecting that outcome like that. Once we started looking at the, I never thought about tracking them together until just now. Yeah, I'll work out the sheet to make it a little bit different. I'm gonna see if I can take stats from the other sheet to this sheet. That way I don't have to copy data, but that way we'll see what the average cost is when we factor in the 100 stacks challenge. Or maybe we'll do another sheet with just the overall picture of the holdings for the show. That way it's easier to present and look at. But it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty proud of that. So, all right. Let me turn on the music here for the closeout. Oh yeah. And just like that, we've come to the conclusion of another Stack Sats show. We completed the 100 stacks challenge. We realized that we are so close to a quarter of a Bitcoin for the show. That's incredible. Okay, so we have 0.25 minus. We are 66,382 Satoshis away from a quarter of a Bitcoin. Let's go. 66,000 Satoshis. That's not that much. It's not that much. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, we'll stack it up. Get to a quarter of a Bitcoin. Woo! All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking.